Hey guys, it is April from Getting Her Go With It. Today I'm here to share a little thriller haul. I've got 8 books here that I want to share with you. Now, one thing I should mention is a lot of these books have like a detective vibe to them. I'm giving that a whirl. Those are very hit and miss for me, so a lot of these might just be donated right back to my library. I'm not sure yet, but I feel like I need to give that kind of genre a little bit more of a chance. So let's get into it. The first one that everyone seems to love is Still Life by Louise Penny. This book follows Chief Inspector Armand Gamache, and this actually occurs in Quebec, which is very nice as a Canadian and as someone who actually grew up in Quebec. This is supposed to be like a cozy kind of mystery. Now, I tried to, once upon a time, jump into this series, but like way later, and there were all sorts of things from the backstory about Chief Inspector Gamache and his life and what was going on in his career that I kind of felt like I was missing information. So this is not a series that you can jump into randomly halfway through. So I've got the first one and I'm going to give this a shot. And each book, I believe, starts with a different season. So this starts with autumn. So I'm definitely going to have to read this in the autumn or late summer. Yeah, I've heard amazing things. I also picked up The Forgotten Girls by Sarah Bladel. Now this I think is part of a series, and I think I'm jumping into like book 4 or something. This follows a commander of the missing persons department, and her name is Louise Rick. And she gets on this case where they find this woman's body. She's got this very like clear, huge scar on her face, and no one seems to have said that anyone is missing. And she is able to track down one person who can identify this body. And that woman says that she knew this girl, the woman who was found dead, as a child, and that she lived at a mental institution. And not only that, she also had a twin sister, and both of those girls were issued death certificates like 30 years ago. So Louise Rick needs to find out what in the world happened to those girls throughout their lives and who has killed this particular twin. I also picked up The Kept by James Scott. Now this was recommended to me by my mom. She fell in love with this book, and this is apparently like a revenge story. This follows a woman in 1897, Elspeth Howell. Now she's a midwife. She's coming back from a job, going to her house, and she stumbles upon an unspeakable crime. Everyone is found dead except her 12-year-old son. And she seeks revenge. Apparently this is a layered story though. It's not exclusively a revenge story. There's a lot of depth to it. And this is James Scott's first novel, so I'm looking forward to that. I also picked up Find Her by Lisa Gardner. This is another series that I'm jumping into. 7 years ago, carefree college student Flora was kidnapped while on spring break. For 472 days, Flora learned just how much one person can endure. Now she survives, and the detective on the case starts looking into this case, and he starts to wonder whether Flora is actually a victim or a vigilante. That sounds really good. I also grabbed No One Knows by J.T. Ellison. This was a huge book last summer. I think it was on Modern Mrs. Darcy's like summer reads series. And this follows a woman whose husband is finally declared dead after years of him missing. And instead of being kind of relieved that there is some closure for her, she doesn't find any closure at all. She wants to know what happened to her husband. Her husband just didn't show up at a bachelor party that he was supposed to be going to, and he just disappeared, and she wants to know what happened. Was he murdered? Did he run away? And if so, why? I remember really wanting to read this last year, but it was so sought after at the library that I just didn't get a chance. So when I saw this, I picked it up. Now, the last 3 books are all Linda Costello books, and they're all part of the Kate Burkholder series. I've got the first one, Sworn to Silence, and I need to get a few more. I found a few of the books that are later in the series and picked them up. I picked up Among the Wicked, After the Storm, and The Dead Will Tell. Now, Julie at A Girl in a Book really loves this series. She said that it's a very gritty series, and that's why she loves it so much, and that's right up my alley. And I'd say out of all of the series here in this haul, I'm most excited about this Burkholder series, that's for sure. So fingers crossed. Those are all of the thrillers, mysteries that I picked up. I'd love to know if you have a series that you like, or if you're like me and you've kind of struggled with getting into detective-y series. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.